Hey Sam, guess what? I got an invitation to Katie and Mark's wedding.
Oh, wow. Katie and Mark are finally tying the knot. About time, huh?
Right? They've been together for what, 7 years? I was starting to think they'd never get married.
Same here. So when's the big day?
It's next month. They're doing a small beach wedding, keeping it simple.
Sounds lovely. Are you bringing a plus one?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? I mean, finding a plus one isn't exactly easy these days.
True that. Weddings are like the ultimate test of social status, aren't they?
Huh, right? So, do you think you'll ever get married?
I don't know. Marriage feels like such a big step. I'm still figuring things out, you know?
I get it. I think marriage is great if it's with the right person, but it's not a requirement for happiness.
Exactly. But hey, free cake at weddings, so maybe that's worth it.
Haha, there's your real motivation. Free food and cake.
This is Original English Pod from Sunny English Studio. Hey everyone, welcome back to Original English Pod. I'm Leo.
And I'm Sarah. Today, we're diving into a fun conversation about weddings.
Weddings, always a hot topic. So Sarah, what's our dialogue about?
Well, it starts with me sharing that I got an invitation to Katie and Mark's wedding.
Tie the knot. That's a classic phrase, right? It means to get married.
Exactly. And when you say the big day, you're talking about the wedding day itself. It's a pretty big deal.
Right. And speaking of big deals, when's the big day for Katie and Mark?
It's next month. They're keeping it simple with a beach wedding. Sounds nice, doesn't it?
Totally. But then I asked if you're bringing a plus one.
Yes. A plus one is your guest for the wedding, like a date or a partner. It's always a bit tricky finding one, though.
Definitely. It's like the ultimate test of social status, right?
Haha, yes. You know, being single at a wedding can feel like everyone is judging you.
True. But what do you think about marriage? Do you see yourself getting married one day?
Well, I think marriage is great if it's with the right person, but it's not a requirement for happiness.
Exactly. Happiness doesn't only come from being married.
And hey, there's always free cake at weddings. That's a solid reason to go.
There's your motivation. Who doesn't love free food?
Now, let's listen to the conversation again, this time at a slightly slower pace.
Hey Sam, guess what? I got an invitation to Katie and Mark's wedding.
Oh, wow. Katie and Mark are finally tying the knot. About time, huh?
Right? They've been together for what, 7 years? I was starting to think they'd never get married.
Same here. So when's the big day?
It's next month. They're doing a small beach wedding, keeping it simple.
Sounds lovely. Are you bringing a plus one?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? I mean, finding a plus one isn't exactly easy these days.
True that. Weddings are like the ultimate test of social status, aren't they?
Huh, right? So, do you think you'll ever get married?
I don't know. Marriage feels like such a big step. I'm still figuring things out, you know?
I get it. I think marriage is great if it's with the right person, but it's not a requirement for happiness.
Exactly. But hey, free cake at weddings, so maybe that's worth it.
Haha, there's your real motivation. Free food and cake.
So, I hope it's a little bit more clear. All right, let's move to the next part.
Welcome back to Original English Pod. This is Leo.
And I'm Sarah. Now let's dive into the topic that many people have strong opinions about. Marriage.
Right. So Sarah, what are your thoughts on marriage? Do you think it really has benefits?
I do. I think marriage can bring a lot of positives to people's lives. It's not just about romance, it can really improve your health and happiness.
That's interesting. I've heard that having a partner can lower stress levels. What do you think?
Definitely. When you're married, you have someone to share your feelings with. If you have a tough day, talking it out can really help you feel better.
Exactly. It's like having a built-in support system. Studies show that married people often have lower stress and anxiety.
Yes, and that leads to better physical health too. Less stress means a healthier heart and a stronger immune system.
Speaking of health, let's talk about kids. What do you think about the benefits for children in married families?
Kids from stable married families tend to do better in school. They have more support at home, which helps them focus and succeed.
Right. A stable environment can make such a difference in their development.
And then there's the financial side. When couples combine their finances, they can save money and make better decisions together.
Yes, sharing expenses makes a big difference. It's easier to save for a house or plan vacations together.
Absolutely. Plus, it helps with long-term planning, like saving for retirement or starting a family.
And let's not forget about health habits. Being married can lead to healthier lifestyles.
Definitely. When you have a partner who shares your goals, like exercising or eating healthy, it's much easier to stick to those habits.
Exactly. You can motivate each other. If one person wants to go for a run, the other can join in. It makes it fun.
And cooking healthy meals together can be a bonding experience. You can learn new recipes and enjoy quality time in the kitchen.
For sure. And there's a social aspect too. Married couples often have more opportunities to socialize.
Yes, they can host gatherings or go out with friends. It really enhances your social life.
And being part of a couple can help you feel more connected to a community.
Exactly. You're not just a single person. You're part of a partnership that can open doors to new friendships and experiences.
Now, let's touch on commitment. Marriage creates a special bond between partners, right?
Yes, that commitment can lead to a deeper connection. Knowing someone is committed to you helps build trust and emotional intimacy.
It's comforting to have someone to rely on during tough times. That support can make all the difference.
So, after discussing all these points, do you think marriage is better than being single, Leo?
I think both have their advantages. Marriage offers many benefits, but being single gives you freedom and independence.
Exactly. It really depends on the individual. Some people thrive in relationships while others enjoy their freedom.
And that's perfectly okay. Happiness comes from what works best for you, whether you're married or single. Okay, time's up. And before we wrap up, let's recap the expressions we learned today.
Sounds great. We started with the phrase tie the knot, which means to get married.
Right. Then we talked about the big day, referring to the wedding day itself.
Exactly. We also introduced +1, which is the guest you bring to a wedding or event.
And there was the term ultimate test, which we used to describe how being single at a wedding can feel like a test of social status.
Yes. We also discussed the idea that marriage is not a requirement for happiness. It emphasizes that happiness can come from many sources, not just being married.
Great summary. Each of these phrases helps us express feelings and ideas related to relationships and marriage. Now let's give our listeners some examples.
Sure. How about using tie the knot?
Great. You could say, I heard Jake and Lily are finally going to tie the knot next summer.
Perfect. Now, for the big day, you might say, I can't wait for the big day when my best friend gets married.
Nice. And for +1, how about I need to find a +1 for the wedding next month?
And for ultimate test, you could say, attending weddings while single feels like the ultimate test of patience.
So true.
And finally, for requirement for happiness, you might say, some believe marriage is a requirement for happiness, but I think happiness is a personal choice.
Absolutely. Don't forget to practice using these expressions in your own conversations. Thanks for joining us today. We hope this episode has helped you expand your vocabulary and understand these expressions better.
See